Today, we are going to be covering the Jiffy Lube franchise. It was a viewer request, so thank you for that. Keep those requests coming. If there's any franchises that you'd like to have reviewed, just a basic review, leave that in the comments below. Now, way back in the day before the internet, if there was bad publicity against your company in the news, it would hurt for a few days, but eventually it would go away. Today, with the internet, bad press and the publicity is there to haunt you pretty much forever, and more people are using online reputation before anything else when making their buying decisions, and this is of particular concern with Jiffy Lube. We'll discuss why in a moment. So we've got the brand new disclosure documents from Jiffy Lube Franchising. So as of the making of this video today, these numbers are the most accurate that you can get. The total cost to open your own Jiffy Lube franchise is about $234,000 to $450,000. This number does not include your real estate costs and will assume you will be leasing your location. Now, your royalties are going to vary depending if you're on the non-product or product supply arrangement. So there's actually discounts if you agree to purchase your supplies exclusively through Jiffy Lube. Now, alternatively, you can purchase oil, fluids, grease, all that other stuff on your own, but your royalties are higher. So 5% royalty for non-product supply. You get a 1% reduction if you pay on or before the due date. So there's a POS fee. It's about $160. There's a few other minimal fees, but the main things are 1.5 ad fee. There's another 5% for a cooperative ad fee. Local advertising is another 5% or 4% if you sign the agreement for product supply. So potentially this is 11.5% just for advertising. You add your royalties on top of that, you're at about 15 to 16% gross royalties every month. So keep your eye out for that. So what kind and type and size of location do you need for a Jiffy Lube? Well, a non-Multicare location, you're going to need a frontage of a minimum 125 feet, depth of 180. Standard 3-bay building size, 70 by 38, including your basement, is going to be about 4,000 square feet. Now, the new Multicare locations, they're a little larger. You're going to need about 4,400 square feet. So if your intentions are to lease or rent out your own location and open a Jiffy Lube, that's the size that you are going to need. Now, the question everybody wants to know, what can you earn? How much can you make with the Jiffy Lube franchise? Well, the Item 19 financials list comparative annual sales of locations and provide great information, including vehicle counts, brakes, service revenue, Multicare services. Let's give kudos where they're due to Jiffy Lube for a great Item 19. Now, the sales of locations are broken down into quartiles, which were as follows for the 2017. Lowest quartile, about $455,000 for the first. Second quartile, $630,000. Third quartile, $817,000, and the top was $1.16 million. That gives us an average system-wide of about $714,000. Remember, these are gross sales. That's not money in your pocket, and all your expenses are going to come out of those amounts. Now, is that good by comparison, you asked, with other automotive franchises? Well, it's about in the middle. It's not the lowest, certainly not the highest, but keep in mind there's many other considerations, such as your specific location, demand, the operational model, a lot of things which will dictate whether Jiffy Lube is the best franchise for your situation. Now, one of the things, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, that you'll also have to consider is public perception of the brand. For bad or good, this is going to impact you with a franchise. So if one place has bad press, they all suffer. Now, you might remember way back in 2005, a customer at Wendy's claims she found a human finger in her chili. Now, despite that happening at only one location, Wendy's nationwide lost about $21 million. Now, in Wendy's defense, that lady was ultimately found guilty. She got 9 years in prison, of which she served 4. And apparently her husband, who was also sentenced to 12 years, had got the finger from a coworker who had lost it in an accident. So Wendy's, they weren't even at fault, but they lost $21 million across the board. So if one location gets bad press, all locations will suffer. Now, if you follow the news, you'll know Jiffy Lube was caught on multiple occasions, often on primetime TV, misleading and stealing from customers. These activities included telling customers oil was low when it wasn't, misleading customers into thinking they needed an engine flush, and in fact, this can destroy engines, and it did on several occasions. This NBC reporter visited Jiffy Lube even after they'd been exposed several times and found that 7 of 11 locations still tried to sell services the car did not need and lied about work performed. Now, there's no shortage of lawsuits either, including this one that Jiffy Lube settled for $47 million for sending spam texts and emails to customers. Jiffy Lube even has the distinction of having made it to the top 15 most hated companies lists. And from the vaults of the legally ridiculous, way back in 2002, a couple of people sued Jiffy Lube claiming that an environmental fee was a hidden charge. It was $1.25. 2 years later, after much court time and expense, Jiffy Lube lost the case. They were forced to send out a grand total of 15 $5 coupons, so $75 in total they lost in this epic lawsuit. Now, Jiffy Lube, above the $75, had to pay lawyers' fees. Those were $2.75 million. So, has Jiffy Lube turned things around? Is public perception changing? Is Jiffy Lube a good franchise to buy? As always, we suggest people look at several franchise options to compare before they invest. And if you need help finding and comparing franchises available in your area, give the experts a call at Franchise City. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.